Is Aemond the father of Helena Targaryen's children? In House of the Dragon, we see Aemond not only say he would perform his duty when talking about marrying his sister, he is also shown to come out of her room. He gives Jace a very discerning look when he dances with her in episode 8, and he stands by her side in many scenes, including the beast beneath the boards. It would also have huge implications and significance for an upcoming part in books and season 2 called Blood and Cheese, where Daemon hires an assassin to kill one of Helena's children as a response to Luke's death. If these are now Aemond's kids, it has far more weight and significance since he will be the one viewed as killing Lucerys, also making him a kinslayer.
This one is very interesting, and I am leaning towards believing the show is going to make Aemond the father of those children. I just think that enough was sprinkled in earlier, even when they're kids, like really young. I think that this might be the way that they're going to go. And it would definitely add a lot more drama to Blood and Cheese, no doubt.
Yeah, another thing we need to think about too is that the books, when talking, it talks a little bit about Aegon being kind of promiscuous, right? And there is some, favoritism from Aemond possibly towards Helena, but the show went far further with Aegon, making him almost feel like a Robert Baratheon, right? Out there just chasing, brothels and serving maids and all of those things, as opposed to his wife. So to me, it added a lot more credibility to it simply because we see Aegon's not interested at all in her, and Aemond clearly is. Then you add in the idea of now it's possibly his children. It just adds so much more drama, so much more weight, and it goes in a very long line of this sort of undercurrent in House Targaryen. If you begin really diving into the tree, there's actually potentially bastards that go on to be very significant players from start to finish in the Targaryen dynasty. It also, in theory, since they're not married, would make Rhaenyra kind of the real true winner of the Dance of the Dragons, because one of the things that happens is Rhaenyra's son Aegon III marries Helena's daughter, and then that as the final pact to sort of rejoin House Targaryen. Well, if Rhaenyra's daughter, whose name I'm blanking on, is now a bastard, then you can kind of say, well, she's not even a real true Targaryen, because at the end you kind of view it as, well, they both win in a way because their kids get married and then the throne is restored. But now it's almost like, well, no, it's really only Rhaenyra that wins.
And it's not blood, it's the name, right? That's what we're told in the show. I think the evidence against this would be the fact that a lot of people feel like it does not track with Helena's character in the show. She doesn't seem like someone that would have an affair, but I also don't believe that she's a character that seems like she wouldn't be interested in maybe actually feeling love, which I think Aemond is probably one to provide that. It's not a surprise if they would end up together to me, because I feel like they're both slightly misunderstood. Helena probably way more so than Aemond, but Aemond clearly has a more emotional side, and he's seen, as most people post season 1, he will be seen as a psychopath. So it's I could see them bonding through that, and maybe they have already bonded before this.
Right. And who also doesn't know the way Aegon goes? Aegon might know and not care.
He didn't even want the crown in the show, right? He said,
right.
Aemond said, I'll take it. And he's like, well, hey, that's not a bad idea. And then Crispy Cole ruined it.
Doesn't he say something along the lines of like, oh, Aegon's like, I wouldn't want to marry her. And Aemond's like, well, I would perform my duty. I don't know if he said it or I have to go back and look, but the vibe he gave was like, well, you can have her. Well, okay, I guess I will.
That was kind of the vibe I got as well in that episode. Kind of like, well, whatever. It's not my preferred plaything. So I think this theory has some weight to it. And I especially think in the show that this could end up being confirmed in future seasons. So this one.